Hi, welcome to episode 535 of The Corner of Knit and Tea. My name is Laura. I'm also known as Fluffy Kira on Instagram and Blue Sky. I blog over at thecornerofknitandtea.com, which is where this episode and every episode's show notes will be. And I have an Etsy shop called The Corner of Knit and Tea, where I sell my handspun yarns and knitting patterns. Hi, how are you? I hope that you are doing well. It is Monday, September 1st, which is the Labor Day holiday here in the United States, and it means it is a holiday and a day off work for us. We have been having a really great weekend, weather notwithstanding. Saturday was beautiful. I went out and took a walk. Wes went out and played disc golf, and I have been getting up to lots of crafting. The last 2 days have been kind of overcast and rainy, but that is okay. We need the rain, and like I said, it gives me time to stay inside and craft, which of course is one of my favorite things to do. So I have lots of progress, but I think the theme for this episode is almost, because I had lots of ambitious goals for this weekend and I have not quite reached them yet. I'm almost there. And what I will say is that it is about 2:45 in the afternoon on Monday. I am recording while I have some good natural light and a little respite in between the rain. And I still intend to work on more things this evening. So my hope is that I will finish more of the things that I had hoped to get, or get to more of my milestones. So almost, not quite there, but almost. So today I am drinking iced tea. I decided to be a little fancy and make up some iced tea and drink it in one of our fancy glasses. This is strawberry basil iced tea from the Republic of Tea. It is organic green tea with strawberry, blackberry, lemon balm, apple, and strawberry flavor, and it is absolutely delicious. So these are formatted basically like regular tea bags, except they are oversized. So the package comes with 8 or 10 of them, and then you can just make them in pitchers of tea. What I usually do is, I believe you can actually cold brew it. No, it doesn't. Nope, that's not it. So what I usually do is I heat up just a couple cups of water, and I go ahead and brew it hot, and then I pour it into the pitcher and add ice water and ice, and then I stick it in the fridge, and then I have it for a good chunk of the week. Basically, and that's exactly how it says to do it. I thought maybe you could do it iced, but I actually do it hot, and that's what it says. It basically, it says it steeps 8 1-quart pitchers. So I have a pitcher of iced tea that will get me off to a good start this week. So part of the reason I wanted to hit a lot of milestones this week is because the next 3 weeks are going to be super, super busy at work. I'm going to be out of the house many days, which normally I work remotely from home, but I'm going to be doing some traveling around the Kansas City metro area and up to Hamilton, and I wanted to get at good stopping points on my projects, or make them easy to take them with me. And this was kind of the last weekend I had at home, or the last week I had at home, to really play on my wheel and on my sewing machine. So I will talk about my 2 knitting projects, a spin that's in progress, and a very little bit about the quilt. I didn't bring anything to show you for that, and that will get us done for today. No new projects yet, I hope soon, but I am making good time on some of my other ones. So let's start with the sweater that I am knitting for my niece. Whoops, sorry. Let's start with the sweater that I'm knitting for my niece, Roxy. She is going to be 12 this fall, and so I am knitting her a sweater. I chose the Cove Cardigan by Heidi May, which is a very sweet pattern. It is on Ravelry. It is a top-down raglan sweater, and it has a couple noticeable details, which are kind of a ruffled back, like a little extra fabric at the back, which I decided I am actually not going to do. And then it has a really lovely front lace band on one of the sides of the button band, and it's got leaf lace on it. And so that I am definitely doing. The pattern shows only 3/4 sleeves, but I'm going to do full sleeves because this is going to be a sweater for fall and winter, and she lives in Chicago. So I do want to make sure that she'll be nice and toasty warm. The yarn that I'm using for this is Malabrigo Rios in the Pines colorway, so that is right here, and it is this really great kind of teal blue spruce colorway. I feel like I say this every week. I hope I'm not boring you. So my goal this weekend had been to get to the bottom of the body, and or to basically finish off the body, and I am so close. I have 2 more repeats, and in the final repeat I start doing kind of the bottom ribbing, but I continue the lace. So I should be able to get that done last night. I did 2 repeats last night, and then I got to almost the end of my first 2 balls of yarn, and I had to stop and wind more yarn. So I think I would have been further along last night if I hadn't had to do that. But this is what we've got so far. And actually, it's funny because I've been a little nervous because I think... So for those of you who watch other episodes, I think Miles' sweater is a little bit too big. I haven't checked again, but I've been having this sinking feeling. And part of it is that when it came out, it looked a little big. It looked almost close to something that I could wear. And he is not that size yet. He's going to be 9. And the other thing is that Roxy's sweater is not taking up nearly as much yarn. And that was kind of a tip off because she's 3 years older. And so, and I'm supposed to be knitting hers a size like 12-ish. And his was a size, I think 8 to 10. So I knew his was going to be a little bit big for him, but yeah. Anyway, so I am 2 skeins in. I have actually 3 more skeins, but I don't think I'll use them. I'll probably use 4 skeins for this project. And like I said, this is a top-down raglan, and it's pretty plain except for the button band on the left side, which is this beautiful leaf lace pattern. So you can see what I'm doing here, and I am lengthening it just a little bit because my row gauge is just a little bit off. My stitch gauge is spot on, but my row gauge is just a little bit off, and so I am fairly far into this, like I said, but I double-checked kind of the total length for the body, and it still seemed a little short to me, and I wanted to add just a little bit so that she would have a little bit to grow into because she is sprouting up like a weed. She's tall and really, really thin, and so I wanted to make sure that I get her enough sweater. So I have 2 more repeats on the body, and then I will be into the ribbing, although it kind of looks long enough now, but based on the measurements that I want, I'm going to go ahead and do my 2 more repeats, and then I will just have some regular ribbing on the right, and then I will work on the sleeves. So my goal was to get to the end of the body, and I think by the end of this evening I will be there. And like I said, I am finishing up those first 2 skeins. This is all I have left, and then I went ahead and wound 2 more balls last night, so I am ready to go. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the hem. I'm going to swing around and do the button band on the other side so that that is all done, and then I will just do the sleeves and the neck. Maybe I'll do the neck tonight too, so then I'll just have sleeves to do. And those should be pretty easy. I am going to have to do some minor calculations because the sleeves are only 3/4 length, and I want to get it down to a wrist for her and make sure that I give her some extra room there. So my hope is that I will be done with this in the next couple weeks, and I think this will be easy enough to travel with working on sleeves. It hasn't been too difficult now, except that I still don't have this this leaf lace memorized, so I do kind of keep an eye on that as I'm working on it. But it is coming along really well. I'm happy with it. It's nice and squishy, and hopefully it will fit her correctly. So the next project that I am almost to where I wanted to be is my knit along from Casa Pinka. This is the Hiss and Vinegar knit along, which was her, it was her mystery knit along for the past quite a few weeks this summer. I think it was a total of 7 weeks, 6 clues, and 1 week was skipped. And we just got clue 6 this past Friday. I am still behind, but I am almost done with clue 4, and that was my goal for this weekend. Last week I had finished clue 3 and I was getting ready to start clue 4, and so my goal for this week was to finish clue 4 and then maybe in the next couple weeks finish clues 5 and 6. If you don't want to see this because you are working on the mystery knit along, feel free to turn away or skip ahead just a little bit. I am getting into the last bits of what is going on here. So this is a make-along hosted by Casa Pinka, and each summer she hosts some kind of a mystery knit-along. This one is a rectangular wrap knit on the bias, so actually it's a little pointy, and it is basically a sampler using several different colors of yarn. She suggested that you pick 3 colors that have a high bit of contrast in them, and so I am using a Treasure Goddess, Treasure Toes in Lusty Wench. I am using a Lola Bean colorway that I can't remember the name of, but this is on her 80/20 merino silk base. Then I have some caribou baa, and you can see I'm literally just about out of this. That is the one that I'm finishing up. And then I added a fourth color because my caribou baa was only a half skein. I wish it had been a full skein because I love these colors together. But I went ahead and added a peach, and this is Emma's yarn, and I think it's called Practically Perfect Peach. So those are my 4 colorways, and I am about to show you what I have. So, when I left off, I think I had left off after this section right here, which is, hang on just a second, my needle is stuck in here. I had left off after this section right here, and then I went into some stripes, and then I went into a lace section, and now I am back to stripes. I actually omitted some of the lace section. I was going to do all of it, and then I think I screwed up in right here when I picked it back up. I did the first couple repeats, and then I picked it back up, and I think I messed it up, and so I stopped and I decided I'm just going to put in extra stripes, and I think that is what's going to finish this off for me, which means there will be no more blue, which makes me sad because it won't be in the rest of the wrap, but it is in the first parts of the wrap, and I'm just going to continue going with the 3 colors I have and finish this off. So I have 2 clues remaining. It's already wingspan, so it's going to be really long and luscious, and I'm very happy about that because I do love long squishy wraps. I just wish I had more of this blue because it's really a me color. Anyway, so that is where I'm at with that, and hopefully by the time I come speak to you again, I will maybe be done with another clue. But again, like I said, I basically have, I think, 3 more. Let's see where I am. I think I have 3 more stripes to go this evening, and so I should finish those, and that will get me done with clue 4 and ready to start clue 5. So that is, oh shoot, and I just dumped a bunch of stitches off the needle. I'll have to pick those up afterwards. Let's put that away very carefully because I don't want to yank any of that out, although it is stockinette stripes right now, so it should be fairly easy to fix. So those are the knitting projects that I have been working on. I had, again, under the theme of almost, hoped to have a finished bobbin to show you of the first part of my spin that's called Still Air. And this was a Hello Yarn Club colorway on, I think it's BFL, and it was these really pretty teals and magentas and then kind of peaches and lavenders. And I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, this is the last little bit of the first 2 ounces, so it's probably about half an ounce, maybe a little bit less. And this is the last bit, but I just didn't get to spin it. My knit night ended up canceled last night because so many people were out of town, and so I went ahead and I didn't sit at my wheel last night. I sat and knitted last night, so I'm a little bit behind. I had hoped to finish this so that I could show this to you. This one will likely not get done today because I still have more things I'd like to do this afternoon. I need to exercise, and I have a few things that I need to get done, and then I'd like to sit and craft a whole bunch. So I don't know that I'll get into this, and honestly, I don't know that I'll get into this that much this week because I am going to be out of the office for 2.5 days this week. I will be on work stuff, but I won't be at home next to my wheel. And that is usually where I take my 15 or 20 minutes at lunch and go ahead and spin. So that will not be happening. Under, again, the theme of almost, my quilt top is almost done. So basically on Saturday, I finished all of my blocks. So I had 80 blocks done. And then I went and laid them out on the guest bed and I started sewing them together in rows. And the quilt is going to be 8 blocks by 10 blocks. So basically each block is 8 inches, so about 64 inches across and about 80 inches down. I think actually it's a little bit less. I think it's probably 60 by 76 or 74. I can't remember, but it's not quite that, but it's 8 blocks across by 10 blocks down. So yesterday I sewed 6 of the rows together. Today I finished the next 4 rows, and then what I did is I joined row 1 and 2, row 3 and 4, row 5 and 6, row 7 and 8, row 9 and 10. So I still have the 4 seams between rows 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 7, 6 and 7. I still have the odd rows to do. So I have 4 more long seams to do. And I kind of ran out of seam this afternoon and was deciding that I should come and podcast. So I may get back to that. Needless to say, I am thrilled with the progress, and I will try and finish it up this week. I should have some time in the evenings this week if I'm not totally exhausted, so that I can get it put together as a quilt sandwich next weekend and get started on it. So all of these projects will likely end this month, which makes me very happy because I am ready to cast on some new things, but also because I want to finish some gifts and some projects and just get some things off the needles. So I'm very excited about all of that. I think that is about it. I have a few more things to do. My mom always used to call it seat work. I have a few more things to do while I'm sitting at my computer and recording, and I want to get this recording uploaded so that I can chat, so that I'll have, I want to get this recording uploaded so that you can see it. I hope that you are having a lovely weekend. I'm not sure that you have the day off today, but I hope that you had a great weekend and that your week will be off to a good start. Excuse me. I might need a holiday nap. I will be, my crafting will be, time will be a little sparse in the next couple weeks, but I hope that I will be able to come to you and chat each week. There is one Monday I think I'm going to have to skip, but not for a couple more Mondays. So I will let you know when that is coming up. And I hope that you are having a good season. We are only about 20 days from fall. It's September 1st, and I can't remember whether fall is September 20th or 21st, but we are getting close to fall. It's not fall weather here yet, although with a little bit of rain today. But I am hoping that that will come up soon, and I'm very excited to start knitting for that. So I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead, and I will talk to you again soon. And until then, I will say happy spinning, happy knitting, happy sewing, embroidering, what else? Crocheting, happy all the crafts, and happy sipping. And I'll see you next time. Bye.